Hello, and welcome back to True Talk Healed Hearts. My name is Carmen, and I talk about everything healing, growing, and self awareness. So, if you are on your journey to finding all of those things, or just on your path of, pouring into yourself, listening to positive pods, you are in the right place. So, today I am just kind of gonna go through pushing through even when you don't feel like it, because that is what I had to do this week. I had to push through literally every day, even though I did not feel like it. I truly feel that full circle moments are so magical. And the reason why I feel like that is because it's going on 2 years that I have been on my wellness slash workout journey. And I must say, building discipline in that particular area has definitely been a domino effect through other areas in my life, because the moments where I do not want to do either the things that I need to do or the things that I should be doing, I literally make a conscious decision to like push through, almost as if it's like a muscle memory, like when you're working out, of just saying like one more rep, like keep going. You know what I mean? Like you can do one more. And the thing about that is, if you do it too much without rest, it's burnout. But if you do it well enough to where even when you're tired, you can push through a little bit more, it is magical what happens on the other side. And sometimes I feel like you rest a little bit better if you are somebody that can turn your brain off, because I know that's not the case for everybody. Like sometimes it's hard for people to like really relax and shut down. But overall, this week has just been one of those weeks. And typically, where you have that day, and it always comes, I don't know how many times a year this kind of day comes, but when things just keep happening. So you may start your day and you maybe woke up late, or, after you woke up late, you spilled coffee on yourself. And then when you got to work, you tripped. And then, you may have filled up your water bottle, but then bring it back to your desk, and then your water bottle you know, tips over. And then uh-oh, lunchtime comes around and you forgot your lunch. Like, those days where stuff just keeps happening. I feel like that's how this week was, but I pushed through. I pushed through, and it was not easy. It was really hard, but we made it, and I hope you are making it too. Basically how this week started for me is I went to work on Monday like a normal day. And on my way home from work, I'm driving like full speed, and my car literally just like, I don't know if it just froze up or I don't know what happened, but literally full speed, 70 miles per hour, it literally just kind of like stops, drops down to 40 miles per hour, comes back up. So I'm jerked forward, jerked back, and then like still kept going. It was a weird thing. And right after that moment happened on the highway, um my battery light comes on. And so, a little bit of history here. I have a 2010 Dodge Journey. Got this car when I was a freshman in college, and this has been my baby. She has been good to me. So I do have an emotional I do have an emotional attachment to my car, because it's the only car I've ever known. So like when it, gets to that point where it's time to transition into getting something new, it's almost like it's just bittersweet, because it's like, okay, it'll be cool to have like the upgraded technology and stuff in my car, but it's like, but that's my baby. Like I know her. I know how she works. I know I know like the maintenance on her and everything. Like, and I call her because my car name is Betsy. I don't know what your car name is, but that's my car name. And Betsy has been good to me. Okay. So, anyways, I get off the highway and I head straight to AutoZone because, I don't know. I just felt like AutoZone would be able to, put the little reader on my car and show me what's going on or whatever. But they didn't even do that. They instantly just went to checking my battery, which was perfectly fine. Long story short, they checked my battery. Said I needed a new battery. I didn't end up getting a new battery. The car auto shop mechanic that I go to is literally right across from AutoZone. So I just took my car over there to them people, let them figure it out. And I know some of y'all will be like, oh my gosh, that's so much more expensive. I would rather get a bigger picture as to why that happened than to just get a new battery and then maybe it happens again. I don't know. Anyways, it's a transmission issue that happens to be going on with my car. So, that truly means I have rode my baby till the wheels have just about fallen off. They charged the battery. They said, I mean, it's fine. And yeah, when they put the reader on there, they got a code of it was my transmission. Anyways, long story short, got to start looking for a new car. Uh, and this is a interesting process because I feel like cars are not made the same. So every car that I have had interest in or, thought I liked, I would do my research, look it up, and people would be like, no, not a good car. The reviews on it would be like, it was fine after 1 year, but 2 years later, these things happened. And so, it is not, I thought it would be fun, I always thought like, getting the car that you want, it would be like a fun thing, but it's like, no, if you're gonna pay your money, you actually better get what not only you want, but you better get something good that's reliable and that's gonna last you and be worth it for it to be paid off again. Thankfully with the current car that I had, it was bought by my parent and it was paid off, and so that's why a girl was holding on to it for so long because woo it's nice when that extra cho can be going to something else other than a vehicle. But you know what, it's time to grow up and be a big girl. So yeah, we'll see which route we take, whether it be paying, fully cash for something, financing for something, or I heard leasing was an option too. It's just so many options with cars. So I don't know. I don't know. Kind of just want to do the whole cash thing and uh yeah, ride something else till the wheels fall off. But you know, it's pros and cons to everything. So I guess just figuring out what situation I want to have this time. Because I will say there was a lot of maintenance on my girl Betsy, So it's like, what do I do? But that's how my week started off. And just the mental drain from that in itself was just like another thing to deal with like each day. Mind you, each day I pretty much start at 5 a.m. because I work either 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 depending on the day. And I find it very difficult to work out after work. So I get up and do my workouts in the morning. That's just what works for me. And I was still, still trying each day to just go. And I did. I did still go to the gym. But right after that happened, and I went to the gym and I was on the treadmill and I was just like, doing my affirmations, talking to God, like thanking God for like allowing me to have made it like this far with, the car that I have and being able to still be able to have transportation to like work or, to run errands, and, just showing gratitude in the midst of inconvenience, because sometimes it's very easy to be so focused on, something bad in our lives, or like I said, something that inconveniences us, but it's always good to just give God praise about the good things that are going on, because things could be by far way worse. Like, even though that happened to me on the highway, like, thank God it wasn't an accident. You know what I mean? And like, thank God I wasn't on the side of the road. Like, I was able to make it somewhere safe. So it's like anytime life may inconvenience you, or you feel like things are going wrong or bad things happen, whatever the case may be, it's life, right? So the best way to keep yourself going is to always have just a positive mindset. Like, always think of the good, even through the bad. It's always something that you can find to be grateful for in the midst of things happening in your life. Because that's just what life is, right? Life is going to happen, and that's okay. We are not going to make it through this life with, easy peasy coasting through. No, that's not how it works. That's not how we grow. That's not how we stretch. So, still pushing through, even when it's hard, is very important. And building that mental discipline is very essential, to being able to just put your best foot forward, even when you feel drained mentally, emotionally, spiritually, even when you feel unmotivated. um yeah, having that tenacity to just say, you know what, we have to do it, we have to do it, we have to stick with the habits that we've built, we have to stick with the routine that we have, we just have to do it. It's a hard part to get to in life, but when you do get there, it's beautiful what you can make out of life by just pushing through. So yeah, I still went to the gym that day, and I just remember going to work feeling so drained. And it's so interesting how something like, to most people, like, I know car troubles, it's a big thing, but like, to other people who are going through so much more in life, it's a small thing. You know what I mean? Like, there are people struggling with their health. There are people who, you know, maybe having like housing issues. There are people who have like so much more larger issues that you have to just find, you know, gratefulness in the midst of like your situations, because like I said, so much, there's just so much other people are dealing with, and all at one time, you know what I mean? So my husband did take me to work that day, actually a couple of days, and by the grace of God, he did not have to work the 2 days after that incident with my car. So, yeah, he was able to take me to work and pick me up, which was nice to get chauffeured, But even at work, I just remember feeling like, like, I don't feel like working. Like, I kind of just want to be at home doing my research, trying to figure out my car thing. Um, But, halfway through the day, I got over it and was able to just go to work like it was a normal day and really not think about much of my situation until I clocked out. And I will say I still came home that day. Um, so this is the next day. So after work, I came home, still did dinner, still did laundry, still worked on business tasks, because I do have like, a virtual assistant business, and then I'm also a wedding coordinator. So I got my hands in a lot of stuff. And so I still worked on stuff, and I, was exhausted at the end of the night, but I was grateful that I had the discipline to still get the things done that I needed to get done, even with life happening. And mind you, like, we don't have children yet. And so I could only imagine how hard it could be with having kids to, um, attend to, you know. So still taking on what you're taking on, but still having to be mindful of little ones. That's it. I'm always thinking about like the bigger picture. Like, okay, Carmen, like with life happening, what if you had, a kid, does that mean like you don't come home and tend to your kid because life is happening? Because that is the case for some people. Some people can't handle it. Um, or, some people are going through life, and it's just them, and so it's a bit harder, to try to figure out when you don't have help or when you don't have support. And yeah, man, all I could think about was I just feel for those who are just trying to figure it out and do the best that they can. um the following day was the same day. I did get dropped off by my husband again. He picked me up again, but I still had to come home and attend to home. um it was also day a day, that particular day, where I just wanted to like pig out on just something that was just unhealthy, like whether it had been like a milkshake or a burger, or it seems like when you're stressed a little bit, or like you just need a moment to like have a mental break, cortisol levels increase, and so you just want a moment to like have some comfort food. And I had to push through that as well because I had already meal prepped. So no, baby, we got to eat this meal prep. I'm sorry. Don't be don't be over here trying to self-loathe. No, you can get you a little chocolate covered strawberry, those little frozen ones. I can't remember the name of the pack that it is, but anyways, something healthy but a little sweet. Um, but yeah, it is not easy to push through when you don't feel like it. It is not easy to maintain your same routine when life inconveniences you. But all you can do is the best that you can, right? But the biggest thing is too is just not making excuses. The biggest thing is saying, you know what? Okay, this is something that is happening like outside of my control. Okay, I'll have to come back to that, figure that out in a moment. What can I control and work through and push through even though I don't feel like it, even though I'd rather just be, taking a long mental break, um and really like getting behind on everything else that I still have to tend to, like I said, cooking, cleaning, business tasks. Like, so, anyways, all I'm here to say is I don't know what week you've had. I don't know what day you've had, but please push through. Please, 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 please. All the like literally, if you need to write out all the stuff that you wanted to get done, all the stuff that you need to get done, write it out. And I don't care if it is 9 o'clock at night. If you can figure out how to get one of those things done off your checklist before you go to bed, do it. Just do it. I know you don't feel like it, but do it. Because sometimes these days that we have that are already long, and like I said, you're already inconvenienced by life, just try to accomplish one, just like try to just truck along and accomplish another thing. Like, don't let life knock you down. Like, it's almost like it's my way of fighting back, right? It's my way of saying, okay, brain, like, I know you want to shut down. I know you just kind of want to be in your own world and in your own head, which, like I said, at the end of the night, it's fine to decompress, but do not get behind on stuff just because you're inconvenienced. You may get behind a little bit, but just don't get behind a lot. Don't get to this depressive state, don't get to this, poor me state of like, why do things always happen to you? No, things are just happening. It's not just to you, it's happening to all of us, okay? So have some grace for yourself. But just remember, you only can control the things that you can control. And the serenity prayer is definitely just one of those prayers to meditate on, which is God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change and to have the courage to change the things I can, and give me the wisdom to know the difference, right? And so it's just certain things in life that we really just have to say, okay, God, like this is your thing to deal with, and give me the courage to deal with the things that I can deal with. You know what I mean? Because some things are just bigger than us, and things are going to happen. So, some things it's just not worth not having a peace of mind when you know you can't do anything about it. So, just choose peace. Just choose the peace, right? And it's hard, and it definitely takes time to build faith to be able to trust in God that way, where you're like, okay, God, like I give it to you, and you really like don't think about it no more. Like you literally say that prayer, walk away, and just see what He does. And the hard part is the waiting, right? Because sometimes God doesn't come, on our time, but eventually He does show up when we're patient. You know what I mean? So, yeah, if you are finding that you are just in a discouraging moment, a discouraging season, try that prayer out and really like mean it. And hopefully some peace comes over you to where you can really just like give your burdens to the Lord and do what you can with what you got. So the things that I got in these little hands of mine, thank you, Lord. Help me to control those things that you have given me. But the things that I can't, God, that's on you. Okay. Order my steps. Have the will for my life. Thank you. That's your burden. Not mine to carry, yours. And just give me a peace of mind. Let me go to bed, get some rest. We'll try this again tomorrow. you know? So, yeah, I just felt like it was important for me to get on here and just say this week I have really not felt like pushing through. I really haven't. But I have. But I have. Don't go all off your feelings all the time. Don't get me wrong. If your body is calling you to rest, rest, right? But if you are just finding that, like, you just, you know, like I said, are just having a block, sit down for a minute. You know what I mean? Take a moment, recollect yourself. If you need to scroll on TikTok for about 30 minutes, do what you got to do to get a mental break. But just tap back in. Just tap back in. Tap back in. You know, like I said, make a list. List all the tasks that you need to do. Pick one. And if you don't feel like doing nothing at all and you're finding it hard to like pick yourself up, this what gets me every time. I just put a load in the laundry. I don't know what it is, but as soon as I put a load in the laundry, like for real, if you are having a hard time like really getting up and like just pushing through, go put a load in the wash. And because typically it is hard to like sort through all that stuff, just get every white because white pops out at you. Grab every white thing, put it in there, start with that. And then from there, you're going to be like, oh, I got a little bit of energy. And then you're going to be like, what else can I do? But if that's all you have the capacity to do, that's fine too. But just don't stay in the mental space that you're in when life inconveniences you, is all I'm saying. And that's it. That's all. That's all I got. Hopefully this was encouraging. Like I said, I know people are going through all different kinds of stuff. And if you are going through, just really tough times in general, prayers for you. Like, please leave a comment. Um, yeah, like if you just need someone to talk to, vent to, comment below. Let's talk. What's going on, Yeah, because it can get hard. And sometimes it takes for just one thing to happen in somebody's life for their whole world to crash down. So imagine if a domino effect of things are just happening. Don't go down a spiral, please. Please don't go down the spiral. You got this. Remember, try to build some discipline. Try to get a habit or routine that you can do every day religiously so that you build that mental muscle. Um, so when things do get hard or when life does inconvenience you, you can still push through because you've grown that mental muscle of saying, just one more rep, just one more round. That's it. I know your muscles getting a little fatigued. You may be getting a little fatigued, but just push through. One more thing. What can you do? What can you do? One more thing. You got this. So I hope you stay encouraged. I hope you are doing well. I hope you're staying motivated. I don't know where everyone, of course, is located, but for me, I am located in Michigan, and I must tell you, we are seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. It looks like spring may be coming a bit early. With some sprinkles of snow here and there, but in Michigan, especially on the west side of Michigan, it can get pretty gloomy. So if you're in a gloomy city, gloomy state, um, definitely those days where it's sunny, please get out, get some fresh air, go on a walk, take your vitamin D, do whatever you need to do to get some energy. Try juicing. I love juicing. Having a green juice every day has helped me and my energy. But yeah, just find what works for you, right? So yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your evening. Thanks for hanging out with me, and until next time.